Once upon a time, in the heart of the majestic mountains, there lived a mountaineer named Alex. Alex had always been drawn to the towering peaks, their snowy summits calling out to him like old friends. He had climbed many mountains in his lifetime, each ascent a thrilling adventure filled with wonder and awe. One winter morning, Alex set out on his latest expedition, eager to conquer a particularly challenging peak. The air was crisp and cold, but Alex was undeterred. He strapped on his gear, tightened his boots, and began his ascent, his trusty ice axe in hand. As Alex climbed higher, the weather took a turn for the worse. Dark clouds rolled in, obscuring the sun and casting a shadow over the mountainside. Snow began to fall, softly at first, but then with increasing intensity. Undeterred, Alex pressed on, determined to reach the summit despite the worsening conditions. But as he climbed higher, the snowfall became heavier, and the wind picked up, whipping around him with a fierce and unforgiving force. Before long, Alex found himself engulfed in a blizzard, the snow swirling around him in a dizzying frenzy. He could barely see a few feet in front of him, and the wind howled like a banshee in his ears. Despite his best efforts, Alex soon realized that he was in trouble. He had lost track of the trail, and the blizzard showed no signs of letting up. Panic began to rise within him, but he forced himself to stay calm. He knew that losing his head could mean the difference between life and death. With no other option, Alex huddled against a rocky outcrop, seeking shelter from the biting wind. He wrapped himself in his coat and tried to conserve his body heat, but the cold seeped into his bones, chilling him to the core. Hours passed, and still, the blizzard raged on. Alex huddled in his makeshift shelter, his thoughts turning to his family back home. He wondered if they were worried about him, if they even knew he was in trouble. He prayed silently for their safety and for his own. As night fell, Alex's situation grew increasingly dire. He knew that he couldn't survive much longer in the harsh conditions, but he refused to give up hope. He clung to the belief that help would come, that someone would find him before it was too late. Just when Alex thought he couldn't hold on any longer, a faint glimmer of hope appeared on the horizon. Through the swirling snow, he spotted a team of rescuers making their way up the mountainside. Relief flooded through him, and he waved frantically to get their attention. The rescuers reached Alex just in time, their faces grim with concern as they assessed his condition. He was weak and exhausted, but alive. They wrapped him in warm blankets and administered first aid, their steady reassurances providing a beacon of hope in the darkness. With the help of the rescuers, Alex descended the mountain, his heart filled with gratitude for his miraculous rescue. He knew that he owed his life to the brave men and women who had risked their own lives to save him. Back at base camp, Alex was greeted with open arms by his fellow climbers. They celebrated his safe return, their cheers echoing off the mountainside. But amid the jubilation, Alex couldn't shake the memory of his ordeal. He knew that he would never forget the terror of being lost in the blizzard, nor the overwhelming sense of relief when help finally arrived. In the days that followed, Alex took stock of his life and his priorities. He realized that he had been given a second chance, and he was determined to make the most of it. He vowed to cherish every moment, to live each day to the fullest,